Hello. How is everyone? You know what's crazy? Is I have my music kind of on shuffle to do whatever it wants. And I just happen to be listening to the exact same song I was when I streamed yesterday. Not that anyone should necessarily care. Um, but yeah. How is everyone? How are we? Is everything good? Did I screw up again on my stream? So that's usually the important thing, is if I've screwed up or not, because I have no idea what I'm doing at this point. So I thought what would be fun is to, I watched Jenna Marbles do it, and I watched a lot of other people do it, and I'm just like, wouldn't it be cool if I kind of went and did, the e-girl makeup? Because I've been really into doing my makeup lately, and, just having fun with it. And it seems like such a fun sort of, thing. They do, the blush, everywhere and stuff, and it's, super concentrated and super pink. They have, stickers and stuff, and it's just really cool, and I want to try to do that, So I just thought, that would be really dope. And then I've had a very interesting week, just as far as, the hotel world and stuff goes. And I look insane right now because I have, my base, I have my foundation and primer and stuff on, but nothing else. So I look nuts, my eyes look so red. But I'll get to that. We're gonna do everything. I just figured you guys don't want to sit here and watch me blend foundation for, ever, and put on primer, and no one really gives a shit about any of that. I'm here. I just look kind of dead right now. And I'm also just kind of thinking, kind of what, this is also really calming for me. This is what I've been doing every night lately is, I'll have, a stressful day, and I'll just kind of sit down, and I'll do my makeup for fun. I just, and I just play with it, and I just wipe it off afterward, and I wash my face, and I go to bed, and I don't keep anything. So I was like, well, wouldn't it be cool if, tonight I just kind of went all out? And, I'm kind of looking at source material of, what e-girls look like, because of course, I have a Twitter. I've seen them. But I've just been kind of, thinking about what exactly, is this sort of look? Because it's really cute, it's really, adorable, and I want to look adorable. I don't know if I can even show you guys. That one's cute. I just kind of Googled e-girls. And, it just seems like really intense makeup and stuff. It reminds me a lot of sort of when I was younger, and Harajuku or whatever fashion took over, and everyone was obsessed with that for a little bit. And just kind of the dark clothes and everything. This one's interesting too. Just sort of that look. It's extreme winged eyeliner and stuff. And I'm just I could do, this is fucking cursed. It's PewDiePie as an e-girl. It's just fucking yikes. But yeah, it just seems like a really fun thing. And it looks like it's easy to edit people, which now I'm realizing I didn't have to go through all of this. But it's going to be a wild ride, and I thought it'd be fun. And I thought for some reason I would document it for the world to see. So I'm just going to get kind of started. And, just go about my life and do the things that I normally do. And it looks like really intense eyebrows are a thing. But, I start my new job tomorrow, so I'm not putting anything different in my brows. I was like, I could put black you know, but I don't want to risk that not coming out before I go in tomorrow. And, like, I have to look super professional and nice. And I'm not going to risk it. So, like, now I'm just kind of wishing I would have done my eyebrows off stream. Because this is about to be, you know, kind of boring to watch. If you have any questions about what I'm doing, I doubt you do, just let me know. But what I have learned is, like, these little spoolie brushes, my husband loves these because I've even bent it because of it, but, like, I will rub it through his beard in a way. Like, I'll just kind of like you do your brows where you just kind of go up, but I go through his beard with it, and he fucking loves it. And so I got a specific brush just so that I could comb his beard with it, and he's in love. He loves it so much. So my favorite thing to do is, like, just because, like, you just get lost in the sauce, and you just kind of, like, you make it look insane. So just kind of, like, I just like to brush everything up and just see how crazy I can make my eyebrows look before I finally actually fucking do them, because why not, dude? Although it's been a while since I've got my eyebrows done, so they're not the best behaved. Whatever. And I get them threaded by a very nice Indian lady at the mall, and they're very kind. So I love them very much, and they only charge me $10, and they do my eyebrows in 2 seconds, but then I have to walk around the mall with, like, just this redness. And they always kind of chuckle at me because I never know what to do. Like, with my hands, they'll tell me to, like, grab something, and I'm just like, I don't know what you want from me. And they always laugh at me. And, you know, it's fine, because realistically, I'm kind of a dummy. And, yeah, you know, you can laugh at me all you want. That's fine. I just kind of grew up that way anyway. Just laugh at me all you want. I mean, in reality, I've just kind of been a joke my whole life anyway. Let's just hone in on that sadness about kind of how disappointing my life has been. I did share this tweet earlier because I thought about it. About how when I was younger, I made a joke about my sister being a cam whore, and then she ended up cam girling, which no one really expected. Long story short, you know, spoiler alert, it failed miserably, and no, I'm not going to tell you her name, or what it was, or whatever, because, fuck it, you, for one, you know, and also, I'm going to spare you guys that. Because after, like, her first kid, she just wasn't, you know, the best looking. If she did some weird shit, it's just not worth paying for. If it's even out there still. I don't know, I don't spend a lot of time looking at my sister's fucking porn. Thank you. So. Alright, so I've already fucked up my eyebrows. Because it's telling me, all of a sudden, that my shit isn't good enough. Why? It was just fine. That's not it. That's not it at all. It's super helpful. Are we good? I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure anymore. Well, because I have my... It's showing fine for me as far as, like, my playback goes. Anyway, no, she didn't play with faces. She could have. Who knows? She did a lot of weird shit. She's a weird person. And honestly, just, strange to be related to her. But that's the cool thing about being adult is, like, you don't really have to admit to your family or anything. Like, I'm just out here living my best life by myself. And it's pretty cool. You just kind of go about your life and you pretend that your family never existed. And you just, everyone moves to a different state and you're able to pretend like, I don't know these people. And they're super embarrassing. So I have that going for me. I do realize that I can't do my makeup and talk very well, so I apologize. Also, let's see about my brightness here. How's that? That looks better. It's a bit blue. There we go. No, I'm not going to show my feet. Plus, I haven't painted my toenails, so no one would want to see them anyway. Eventually. Who knows? Who knows where life will take me? For all I know, everything could fail and I do have to cam more. And that would be really funny. That would be a weird character arc I don't think anyone would see coming. But at the same time, it's cool to be a sex worker, I guess. Like, I've had friends in the, industry and stuff, and I respect them. I probably wouldn't be able to do that. Plus, like, pole dancing looks super hard. I don't think I could ever. At this point, like, I don't know, my shit's so broken. And I feel like I've been on this earth 7,000 years, and, everything's just in pain, and I'm immortal, and I can't die. And I kind of spend my time wishing for death, but it never comes. So I just sit here with joint pain and stuff, and, suffer. There's nothing wrong with cam girls. I think they're great. There is something very wrong with my sister, though. That being said. Like, if I could, I probably would, but I can't. It's one of those things. I think to have the tenacity to do it is pretty cool. You just, to see people, like, just out there really doing their best. I can respect it. I can definitely respect it. I can never do it, but I can respect it. So, but I also have this huge rant about legalizing prostitution, and why haven't we done that yet? I think it's a great idea. If we just, like the bunny ranch works out totally fine, and for some reason, we have this idea that it would never work out if we try to legalize it, and make it a real thing. So I have, I feel pretty strongly about just legalizing prostitution. Just let it happen. And it would save a lot of people. Just make it legal. It'd stop the black market for it. We all know prohibition doesn't work. That's the whole argument behind abortions and guns, right? Is prohibition never works. So why do we do the same to, to prostitution? There's like this huge black market for it, and like, of course, in my time working in hotels, I've seen a lot of like human trafficking and stuff. This got dark real fast. But you see a lot of instances of human trafficking, and like, you kind of like help the police where you can, but it's so hard to catch. And I just feel like if we really made it a safe environment, we could save people. Anyway, I have this very colorful palette, and I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with it. And it seems like it's kind of a lot of, I don't know, it's like a lot of, it's not really bright on the eyes. It's more like bright everywhere else. So I'm just thinking, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of do white everywhere. But as far as my interesting hotel week goes, I can't necessarily say anything about the name, but we had a group of swingers that rented out, we have our convention center that's 33,000 square foot. Did anyone ever use a hotel I worked at for snuff films? They could have, realistically, and I probably would have noticed with some of them. I've worked in some pretty disgusting hotels. But, you know, definitely dead bodies, and you know, you find, like, Craigslist hookups and stuff. There was this one story that was just really upsetting to me, but it was like, this girl had, like, just turned 18, and we, you know, we rent to 18-year-olds at this hotel because money. But at any rate, she was, you know, super young, and like, she had paid for like 3 days or something like that, and this was before we had like our security set up, like our security cameras, so we couldn't see what was going on as far as like traffic and stuff. So it comes time for her to check out, and they go in and check on her because, you know, it's past checkout time. The housekeepers just open the door after checkout time. And they find this girl just, like, completely passed out with, like, probably hundreds of used condoms everywhere and money in the drawer. So she basically, I guess, ran away from home. This is what the cop said. She ran away from home, and she put up an ad on Craigslist, and she was, like, addicted to drugs. And she had people, like, she had left her door cracked to just kind of let people in and out and had them, like, leave money in the drawer. And it was really sketch, and it was really shitty, and kind of just, like, just kind of garbage to see, you know, like, that people were, you know, cool with doing that to someone, you know, like, passed out. That was disturbing. But anyway, so we had a group of swingers, and they were really nice people, like super, super nice people. But they rented out, we have 33,000 square foot of convention center space. Massive. And I mean fucking massive if you open all the doors and everything, like huge. And so they rented that out, and then they rented out our top 2 floors so that no one, you know, no one would run into them. They brought their own security and stuff. And we had to have, like, you know, we weren't allowed to have our phones at the desk just in case, because no one wanted to be caught. But they rented out this convention center, and the poor, like, housekeepers had to go in there and clean it up and, like, empty garbages. And it was, like, wall-to-wall used condoms. And there was like a crossboard thing that they, like, strapped people to, and somehow they managed to, like, bring in a giant, like, probably like a California King mattress into this convention center space. And they had a great time, you know, but, like, and I guess they had, like, a theme. And it was, like, steampunk, so everyone was in costumes and stuff. And it was just, you know, super crazy. And the poor servers at the bar and stuff were like, everything was fine until 11 p.m.-ish, and then it was just nipple pasties and tassels. And they were like, I didn't really know where to look. And apparently, these people also, you know, they're not into, but they also, I guess, organize events for furries. And I kind of got on a conversation about, you know, what that's like. Is that, you know, And if you really look into the whole like furry thing, they spend so much money on their costumes and stuff. And it's not, necessarily a completely sexual thing, I guess now. It used to be. But some people just do it for fun, which, can't relate, but I also, have a weird sense of what's fun and what isn't. So I can understand. But yeah, and like they had to sign like an agreement. We put blackout curtains everywhere. They had to sign an agreement that they weren't able to be like naked in the pool and stuff. And the insane thing is, top 2 floors were like this swinger group, and they had the blackout curtains everywhere, and no one could see it and stuff. And then we had a kid's birthday party by the pool, and both were going on simultaneously, which was nuts. And the parents and stuff were pretty much none the wiser. They didn't know anything was going on. They weren't, you weren't without a badge. You weren't allowed, on like But the craziest thing that happened is we weren't allowed to obviously discuss, like, so the rule is if you have a famous person or anything like this, or like government officials at your hotel, you're allowed to talk about it after they leave. You cannot say anything about who it is when they're there. That's just the rules for like security and stuff. Clearly, they don't want people to swarm their goddamn hotel. But so we had like a TV that we put our groups on, going on the convention center as a way to honor them. But the person who worked night audit and was responsible for putting that up on the TV, they absolutely put the group name up on that giant TV that played in our lobby all day it played. And so the people like that were curious, because I had somebody complain about the costumes and stuff, but they were standing by the convention center, and they were like, well, they were walking around in costumes and it was just interesting and stuff. And I was like, okay, why were you standing by the goddamn convention center if you weren't part of the group? So people started to, I guess, Google the name of the group that was up on the screen, and they found out. So we could get in a lot of trouble, for starters, for that. But also, we get a lot of people complaining to our brand. And there was recently in the news like a hotel that got sued because they weren't careful and they didn't realize, I guess, or talk to, didn't talk to the group or whatever, or their front desk wasn't paying attention, and they had set the swingers group in with like the normal people staying for that day. And there was a kid's birthday party, and it was, swingers running room to room because they were kind of hodgepodge put together. And typically, if you don't work in hotels, this is also common sense. If you see a group coming in, you put them all on the same floor or near each other. Fucking duh. For starters. Obviously, you do that. But this hotel, I guess, didn't. And they got sued because, like, they're there for a reason. They spent a lot of money. And when I mean a lot of money, the cost of everything. Probably one of the biggest groups, a hotel could really get. And you really want to treat those people with respect. Also, Mark Ross says, we talked amongst ourselves when WWE wrestlers stayed at our hotel. The food and beverage manager stole a hand towel The Rock used. Honestly, I do the same. I haven't had too many celebrities, but I've never really worked for a nice enough hotel to I guess really have celebrities. I guess Donald Trump's Secret Service agents stayed at our hotel when he was in town. So that's interesting. They get stuck in the elevator, which is kind of funny as well, because Oops. But yeah, hotels are a very insane place because, like, you deal with, like, the most mundane, but then also, like, the most insane kind of shit. Like, and it's just day to day. You know, you never really know what's going to go on until you kind of show up to work and you get told, like, you know, like, oh, there's going to be, you know, a swinger group, or fucking Donald Trump's Secret Service agents are going to be here, and you just show up to work and you kind of get told that. And, you know, there's a lot of ways, there's a lot of measures in place to protect celebrities that stay. Like, you, most systems have a function where you're able to put a pseudonym on there so that, like, housekeeping, engineering, and all the other departments don't know who's in the room. But front desk, of course, does. And that's why it's important to have a good front desk staff. I wonder if... I decided pink is, like, my look today. It's gonna be my look. But yeah, you know, a lot of interesting stuff happens in hotels, and I think it's one of the most interesting jobs you can really have. It's also, like, great for character building, because holy shit, do I deal with some of the worst people on earth. Like, just, like, the whiniest people you can think of. Like, I get people that are like, well, I didn't get a water when I checked in and shit, and I'm just like, why do you care? You know, just... why does it matter? Like, just drink tap water like a normal human being. Like, fuck. We're far from Flint, okay? It's not that bad. You'll be alright if you have to drink some tap water. And then there's just people that are super entitled, and they always want to tell you their member status when they're, like, coming in. You know, they're like, I'm a diamond member. And it's like, I don't really give a shit. Because there's, you know, people that give the hotel so much money that they just feel, I guess, empowered to treat you like garbage. But the funniest thing is the people that I've met that are, like, shareholders of the hotel and stuff, like, and I'm talking, these are very important people, clearly. They're the nicest. It's always, like, the people that are base level and stuff that want to give you the most bullshit. I don't get it. But then, like, so I've worked for really nice hotels, and, like, but I've worked at really nice hotels, and I've dealt with really rich assholes, and then I've worked at really crappy hotels, and I've dealt with drug addicts and stuff. Like, honestly, I'd rather deal with a drug addict than somebody who's just high on themselves. Because, like, at least there's an excuse there, like, oh, you're high on heroin, I get it, dude. But the people that are just, like, super into themselves and stuff, you don't really have an excuse, you know? Like, you're just a fucking asshole that the world gave you too much. And, you know, you just have to, like, bite your tongue and deal with it, and I think that's why I thankfully am really able to handle people being shitty to me, and I'm just really nice in return, and it works out in my favor, honestly. And Mark Ross says you deal with some of the most perverted people working in hotels, and I do. The amount of times I've heard how much to get you with the room. Honestly, if I had $1 for that, for every time that happened, I wouldn't have to work anymore. But it drives me insane. Like, I don't know. Or my favorite thing is when people try to tell me how to do my job. Because, like, I've trained for months just on this system alone. And I'm so glad that you're here to tell me how it works. Just because you've happened to stay at some of these hotels. It's insane. It's just nuts. How are we feeling about this look? It's very bright. And I'm just going to do a very bold wing over it. I think that'll be fun. Just very pink and fun. think the saddest thing, though, is when you kind of see people that are just really hard up, like, on their luck and stuff, and they're just dealing with a lot. And, like, honestly, having lived in a hotel for a minute, which, you know, out of necessity, I did. And, you know, I wouldn't want to stay, like right now I live in a pretty shitty area already, but living in a shitty area and then having to also deal with, like, I guess that revolving door of shitty people, at least I know the shitty people around me, and I have, like, you know, a kitchen and stuff that I can kind of, you know, make food in, and, you know, just my own space, and I can kind of get away from the door where I hear people kind of walking around and just doing their tomfoolery. Mark Ross says, I had to deliver room service one night and was propositioned to join an orgy. It would have scarred a weaker person. And you're correct, it would have. I've answered doors to, like, naked men and stuff. For a while I wasn't necessarily even able to walk by the doors at the hotel I worked at because it was so dangerous. And I don't know what emboldens people to act that way. I've, you know, had to get women out of very dangerous situations. And I think that's where my whole, like, legalizing prostitution stance comes from, is, like, I've seen women in really terrifying situations. And I mean terrifying. And if it was just regulated and stuff, and if women had to turn to that, they would have a safe situation instead of, like, I've seen women just get the shit beat out of them, like, I've seen women take hits that, like, I think would kill someone. I don't know how they live and they survive through it. I've been subpoenaed to court more times than I can count, like, just insanity. And then there was a time my maintenance man got jumped randomly, and they tried to, like, stab him, and they busted his head, which was, you know, that was pretty scary. But he made it. He was fine. It was just, like a woman had, like, attacked him. She was with a bunch of people, with a bunch of people, and, she kicked him in the nuts, and he kind of pushed her. He didn't push her, he kind of, like, grabbed her and moved her, because she was so small, he was able to kind of, like, And everyone freaked out, and they were like, why would you hit a woman, and all this other stuff. And, they, like, started attacking him. It was, like, I don't know, like, 4 guys, I think? Something like that, and, this is when I cleaned this up. There's, like, 4 guys, and they had a knife, but, like, the knife in their hand, okay, so I'll use my concealer as example. Instead of, like, stabbing, they, like, were punching him with the knife. And he was wearing a Carhartt jacket, and it was so thick that basically it just kind of ripped the fabric a little bit. And, so a long-term stay we had saw the commotion, and I've never seen something, like, he was on the 2nd floor, and he literally flipped over our stairs and, like, joined in, to defend our maintenance guy. And they ended up finding the guys, like, I want to say, like, maybe half a mile away, with a bunch of broken ribs and stuff and, like, concussions. So they didn't, you know, make it very far. I think one of them they found at their mom's house. And it was, like, over literally a non-issue. I just remember being, like, in my room and hearing the commotion and kind of going outside. And, you know, seeing what was going on. Although, what I think would be really cool at some point in my life would be to work at a haunted hotel. Like the Stanley Hotel that, you know, The Shining was based off of. That place is insane. Like, I've seen people go there and stuff. And they basically just sell experiences at this point. They're like, this room has this ghost in it, and, like, you know, who knows if it's bullshit, but also Stephen King made a whole fucking book about it, so yeah, I want to be there. I want to check that out. I want to work there. I want to be like, this ghost is here. Hi, Flying Falcon. I'm on my way to my transformation. I figured I wouldn't necessarily go over the makeup I'm using if anyone's not interested, because, like, eventually, if anyone's interested in knowing what I actually do with my makeup, I will show you, but, you know, I just use a lot of kind of cheap shit. I'm really into, like, drugstore brands and stuff, but I'm also really into, like, Jeffree Star's makeup. I think he does a great job, so I've been patiently waiting for my conspiracy palette bundle. I got the mini controversy, but that's it. And I have this artistry palette. Duh. But yeah, I'm pretty bummed I wasn't able to, like, get... I was so ready that day, too, and I wasn't able to get it. There we go. But yeah, I was, like, super, super bummed because I was really excited for it, and I watched the whole series, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get this palette, and you know what? I didn't, because I wasn't fucking happy with what I had in my cart, and I went back. The other thing is, like, what I'm mad about is all the YouTubers I want to see that would stay at the Four Seasons, which is not a brand that I could really work for. Not for any other reason than, like, it's not in my area, really. I tend to work for, you know, kind of bigger brands. Like, not that the Four Seasons isn't a bigger brand, but, you know, Marriott and Hilton and stuff, those are bigger brands that you'll see around often, just depending on, like, kind of the tier of the... And that's the interesting thing, too, is, like, most people don't know that Marriott is... the Ritz-Carlton. They, you know, they own the Ritz-Carlton. The fucking super nice fucking hotel that everyone talks about. That is, you know, Marriott, which is amazing to me. And they're also the people that created memberships, which... love and hate them for that, which they wouldn't have, but it works out. And it's also interesting. They've got a very cohesive... Wow, no one gives a shit about this. I'm sorry. If you guys have any questions about hotels, let me know. Because I'm trying... kind of drawing a blank about, like... It's almost like one of those things where so many things happen that, like, picking just one, you know, out of the many is just... almost impossible at this point. Like, I've dealt with so much at this point with my fucking, you know. Although, like, I have definitely cried over a hotel, like, death. And it was just, you know, that was the first one I had to deal with, which sucked. And I wasn't allowed time off to really cope. Which, you know, probably wasn't good. And then my favorite thing is I'm also in, like, a group of hotel workers, and you get to see crazy shit. Like, somebody found in a room an eggplant, like, an eggplant with, like, a condom stretched as tight as possible over it. So that happened. I don't know what they were thinking, because, like, even though the eggplant emoji is used for it, they're much larger. How's that? I'm pretty proud. I've really, like, honed on my, like, makeup skills, and I'm just happy about my ability to do these things. And I feel like this is very e-girl once I add some black. Like, pink and black really seems like, you know, really seems like where you need to go with the e-girl look. Mark Ross says, I find your war stories about working in hotels entertaining and makes me nostalgic for my days as a chef. Honestly, what most people, I think, don't realize is working in restaurants and stuff is really similar. I mean, it's the hospitality industry. So it's the same thing almost, and you deal with the same kind of crazy ass shit, you know, as other people. Okay. Sorry, I have to go super quiet for that. I also have nerve damage on this side of my face, so I can't close this eye lightly without it starting to twitch and go crazy. So it's really hard for me to kind of do winged liner, and I don't know why. Like, I've been doing winged eyeliner forever because it was my mom's favorite thing, is what she did when she was younger. So when I started doing it, she was ecstatic, and it was like, you know, a bonding moment. So I've always done winged liner, and I've been moving away from it just finally, and now it's popular again. Go figure, right? Why wouldn't it be? Oh yeah, there was a time when I was, gosh, I must have been 15 or 16. And there's this lady who, God, she ended up, like, she was here from, like, Tennessee or something, or Texas, or, you know, somewhere in the South. And, she ended up, like, in a trap house or whatever. Which, if you don't know, is a drug prostitution house. Just kind of, you know, where nasty stuff goes down. And she ended up there, and just kind of being violated or taken advantage of, whichever way you want to put it, by the people there. And, she ended up with, like, this disgusting, like, sore on her face from, like, bed bugs or something like that. I don't know what it was, but she had, like, nasty sores on her face from being around this. And I really wanted to help her because she's, like, trying to get back to her kids, and she's had room, like, money for the room for one night, and, you know, and go figure, you know, I tried to help her, and I let her stay with my I guess at the time brother-in-law and my fiance at the time and stuff. And, you know, just really tried to help her out. And she started kind of doing other stuff, and she basically had like a pimp, I guess. And, you know, she would sell herself, which at the same time, you know, I'm not here to judge. That's okay. However, what's not okay is giving your pimp 2 16-year-old girls' phone numbers to try to recruit and ask if they would like to party for $300 tonight. And that was a fun time. That was a learning experience for me, as you can't help everyone. And it's not the first time it had happened. I think that was the first time, and then after that I tried to help someone else. And I used to, like, let her take showers in my room. And then she ended up stealing from me or something like that. It went, you know, messy. But I had this bad habit for a while of trying to help people. I took in one person's cat fucking at the hotel. And, you know, it's just a bad habit of helping people that were staying there because they had such, like, awful stories. And I just wanted to help. And I was super young, and I honestly put myself in a lot of dangerous situations by doing that. Don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, like, there was that. Somebody tried to recruit me into prostitution with them. Don't know what they were thinking, but okay. You know. You do your thing. And I think so my blush brush is out of commission right now, because it's, I'll show you. It's just, oh, maybe this one works. My other one's broken. Yeah, it's just the top of it's broken. But yeah. Did that. That was dope. That was fucking stupid of me as a kid. Ooh. I'm just gonna go heavy on the blush. I'm just gonna go super heavy. They kind of, like, bring it up over their nose. So I'm gonna... This is the part I was most excited about, because it feels like I'm just gonna be able to kind of paint my face. Look at how pink. Although I gotta buff that out a bit. They just like bring the blush fucking hard. And I want to do that. And I have this really, really pretty, like, super pink. I don't know if it'll even really focus on it. But yeah, this, like, super fucking pink. Like, pink, pink, pink. And I was like, I just want to put that kind of all over my face. And I think that's fun. Although that's a bit extreme, so I'm just gonna clean that up a little bit. Do I look like an e-girl yet? Do I look like Belle Delphine? Can I sell my bathwater now? Because, like, this shit is getting fucking tiring. I'm trying to fucking make it in life. My tongue's super pink. Okay. I like that. I like that. This is fun. Thank you guys for hanging out, because I know you guys don't give a fuck about my makeup. But it's just a good time. It's just a nice time for me. And I am, you know what? This is like my favorite blush. It's the NARS Orgasm, because duh. That's like the most popular blush of all time. I'm just going to go over it, because it's got like gold flecks in it. It's really fucking pretty. I think that's fun. I like the nose thing. Isn't that cute? Okay. Now I'm excited. I was like doing my eye makeup, like whatever, I do this all the time. But I'm excited. Like, I think I got the wing down. It's pretty bold. It's pretty extreme. On to, I'm gonna double highlight. I'm gonna go first with this though. Because I like to shine. I really like highlight. If I ever seem like shiny, that's why. It's because like sometimes I dip into highlighter and I can't stop. It just really makes me feel alive. To be just so glittery. And I've been like looking into the best highlights and stuff, and I feel like I know things. I've been watching a lot of beauty videos. If you can't tell, my makeup game is like there at this point. You know what? I'm all over the place because I forgot to do mascara. Give me just 1 second. Which is also like my new favorite. Is this like Roller Lash mascara by Benefit that Jeffree Star told me to buy, and I bought it. And it's, he didn't tell me personally because he doesn't care about me, but told me this was worth buying, and I bought it, and holy shit, am I like just blown away. Because I have a low self-esteem, and makeup makes me feel better. Really does. Because, like, at the very least, if I'm having a bad day, at least my makeup looks good, and I feel pretty. And, like, I never understood why beauty videos were, like, 30 minutes long until I started actually worrying about my makeup and, like, blending and shit. And it makes so much sense now, because, like, wow, it's so much work. Like, I'm garbage at it at this point. Still learning, but, like, the people that do it are just really good and really talented. And, like, now that I don't necessarily have the room to craft, this has just been my outlet. It's just been able to, like, paint my face. And, like, I just want to do everyone's makeup all the time for some reason. Every friend of mine, I'm like, can I do your makeup? Can I do your makeup? Even, like, guy friends and stuff, and even Alan, I'm just like, can I do your makeup, please? It sounds like so much fun. So I've just been just going ham and buying tons of makeup and, like, just probably shit that I'm going to use once or twice and then be like, okay, I'm going to buy something else. And I, wish I wouldn't, but here I am. I'm just going to highlight on highlight. Also, the brushes are so fun and fluffy. And, like, no one told me how just fun it is to, like, just on your face. I recommend everyone do it. Everyone should wear makeup because, like, wow, I feel so good about myself. I feel like they're shiny. E-girls are shiny, and I, like, do this nose highlight where it's, like, really focused. It's almost like a doll. That's how I can think of it. And, like, they do the fake freckles, which honestly is way above my, like, skill. Although I wonder if I could... I think I have an idea. If I can find the brush for it, there we go. I think I have an idea. And I might just ruin everything by doing this. Let's find out. If I just kind of... doesn't really show up. But yeah, they like give themselves freckles. And I have freckles. Not a lot, but I cover them up with makeup. So I wonder if like these people have freckles. However, yeah, that doesn't look the best. Oh well, you live and learn. Okay. So I have, for lipstick, I have like black and pink, and I'm just trying to think like, I have an idea. Hold on. I have an idea. I know what I'm gonna do. And this is like my favorite lipstick of all time. And they like I really feel like they overline a little. Now, I might look crazy, okay? But I think this is gonna be it. Ugh. I think this is gonna work. Think I've cracked the code? No, fuck. Stop it. They're like bleeding together. But they close this part. Okay, I think it's gonna work. I have to let it dry like this. Ah! Okay. Please dry. Ugh. Just kind of keeps like bleeding. I just kind of don't know how to get it to dry right. It's a good idea. It's just not there. Okay. It's like Kim Possible. Okay. There we go. If I just leave it alone and just Might have been better executed if I wasn't, like, talking, but I like it. But they, like, do this thing, and I'm trying to figure out how the hell they make their top lip just look, like, super round. Okay, I think that's it. I think... Okay, that's it. That's pretty much just me doing makeup in a nutshell. Is just me being like, that's it. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's it. Just consistently. Oh yeah, I was gonna do pink glitter. I'm just gonna do that really quick here. I feel like I'm never done. Like, just in reality, I'm always evolving in life, which is how you should be, right? I feel like gloss over this would look good, but my gloss is over there somewhere. Oh yeah, I also got this really cool, like, mineral, like, color correcting stuff, but it's like, let me see if I can. There you go. It's like beads. I just lost one. But yeah, it's like little pearls, and you just go in there and you just swirl around, and then you get this cool, like, it's like illuminating, so it makes it just extra shiny. And it just blends everything really nice, I guess. I've been a fan. And then, oh, I have jewelry for it too. And of course I already have this stuff laying around because of course I do. I'm like a goth queen, and I really like cool jewelry. So I can't help myself. And I just kind of always have it around. And I'll wear it once or twice to something, but then I always feel juvenile. Not to mention the fact that my job kind of, you know, I don't really get to dress however I want for it. So let's see. Just going to kind of layer on chains, because that seems to be a thing too. I wonder if those, like, do you guys remember those, like, jelly sex bracelets that were a thing? That, like, even made it on the news. That, like, you know, if you, like, broke one or whatever. I wonder if those are popular again. Do you think so? Because, like, I could see them making a big comeback, especially, you know, nowadays and stuff. I think that would be cool. I think somebody should mention that to, like, these, you know, teenagers and just be like, hey, you know, this is a thing. Because, like, that was fun. I mean, not, like, fun, you know, like, the sexual way, but they're just pretty and cool to have, and, like, everyone had, like, 75 on, and then you tie them in those cool, like, you know, you'd have, like, two, like, tied together. That was dope as hell, and why did we, you know, why did that become uncool? Like, when did that stop? Am I getting old? Am I a boomer? Probably. Honestly, probably. Just, there. Is that enough jewelry? Am I... Okay. So then the final thing would be to do... Oh, yeah. Also a thing that I saw that I think is really fun that they do is, wherever I put it, I have, like, stickers. They use, like, stickers. Oh, no. I know I brought them out here for that exact fucking reason. Don't you guys hate that when you have something right next to you and then it just disappears? Like somewhere into the ether? I wonder where those things go. They just kind of disappear. You know, because I had it. Huh. Literally just had it. I realize my peep that I have for Lil Peep makes me like the perfect e-girl already. Well, That's a bummer, because I was excited to put those on my face. And I just have so much makeup. Just so much, and such a small space. I don't have like a cool desk or anything yet for it. Although that's something I'm working on, is getting a nice little area for my makeup. I think that'd be fun. And then maybe I become a YouTuber or something. But like a really shitty one? Ideas. Also, you know the crazy thing is, my stream yesterday where I accidentally had my music playing for a little bit, it was immediately claimed. And I'm just like, you know, how on earth do you realize so quickly that, like, okay, well, those are just gone. Damn. Damn! They do, like, this cool, like, they do little, like, things here. And I just think it's cute. Oh, they fell. There we go. Found them. Okay. I know what I'm going to do. Yeah, they have, like, little ones, like, oh. Yeah, like little stickies, or, like, they do little hearts, or whatever. And, like, the cool thing is I already have the piercings for this, because I don't respect myself. At least that's what most MGTOWs would say. Ew. Got makeup in my teeth. Okay. Alright, so how are we feeling? If I kind of do this, like, just kind of mess up my hair, and then just, like, did it work? Am I an e-girl now? Is this good? Is somebody gonna, you know, buy my bathwater now? I feel like I'm getting ready to go to, like, a metal show when I'm 16 again. So this is, like, a huge flashback thing for me. Like, I feel like I should be excited to see, like, a shitty local band. So, like, all these waves of emotions are hitting me. Just feeling good. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to do. So thank you for sitting here with me. And just watching this, like, kind of scary transformation, and me realizing I'm a 25-year-old woman. Wasting my time. And yeah, I thought about going on Twitch. I don't know if I'm appropriate for it, because I know they kind of have strict rules. But I thought about doing Twitch, because I feel like I'm just more of a live streamer now. Or an e-girl. If that works. But yeah, I thought about it. And I might, you know, when I have time to, like, set new things up. But at any rate, good night, guys. Thank you for joining. See ya, you know, when I have free time or another mental breakdown. Bye!